Hello. Oh my goodness. This particular topic on this specific channel is gonna be quite an obscure one to cover because, well, not only has this concept have been really fucking bothering me for quite some time, but to give you guys a little bit of a weird, funny short story, I did actually have a dream about myself making a rant video, wearing this specific shirt and having this goatee, and mentioning some personal information in the middle of the video while I was discussing something that was really getting me all exasperated. And at the end of the video, I played a Battle Beast song. I don't even know what song it was. That Battle Beast song probably doesn't even exist. So I'm just gonna find whatever the closest guitar riff or vocal abilities by Nora Lahimo and add it towards the end of the video, just so I can bring this video to life. Anyways, to set the tone for the actual topic of this video, there has been kind of an not ongoing crisis, but an ongoing issue I've had with some people. Well, one personal friend in particular, but a lot of groups of people. And that being nihilists and fucking incels. And I would like to present in a very cohesive manner of why I really do not sympathize with those people. Now, recently, I've been watching a lot of true crime on YouTube, and a lot of true crime seems to hinge tightly on incels or people that are bitter over the fact that they don't have sexual companionship, as if that short-term sexual satisfaction is what's gonna give them closure for the rest of their fucking life. You know, lots of horror channels like Lazy Masquerade, Mr. Nightmare, Plagued Moth, Dire Trip, and so on and so forth. I am going to tell you exactly why I don't sympathize with nihilists or incels. Because, okay, first off, right off the bat, if the world is so screwed up, then you need to show us that you can actually be an exceptional link to the world. You should show your companions, as well as people that deeply value you and love you, that you are an exceptional reason why life is worth living. Your job is to make the world a better place, or at least try to contribute to making the world a better place, not letting it worsen. The world is not down the drain. Your terrible attitude is. But, to bring this back over to why me binging true crime on the internet is relevant, my buddy Atticus, the death metaler, shared this particular meme on Facebook. And it piqued my curiosity what the context was, and as you could imagine, I most definitely regretted it. For reasons self-explanatory if you already know the story. And if you don't know the story already, I deeply advise you to prepare yourself for some of the worst shit you'll ever read about to happen to mankind, or the most fucked up aspects of mankind. But somehow, despite those true crime channels covering stories like these, they have a better attitude and better uplifting perspective about life. And they're able to salvage whatever can be destroyed. And are able to find whatever visible light comes within their radius. But why can't nihilists do that? Why can't incels do that? Oh, but being happy is a detriment to your mental health. Is it really a sin against you for happy couples to be happy with each other? Is it really that much of a blasphemy To see two couples having absolute felicity over the fact that they finally found love, boo fucking who. They don't owe you a damn thing. Put up with it, get over it, deal with it. Instead of projecting your bitterness and nihilism onto other people that have done nothing wrong to you at all, you should actually just do something about it. Don't get on your fucking high horse acting like you are such a realist by having such a dreaded take on the world, pretending that the world would be a better place without humans, and everyone knows that's not the fucking truth. And if anyone hasn't already checked out Facebook, there's actually a video out there that presents why no humans being visible on Earth or having any presence on Earth would just make things worse. If you want to present yourself as a humble human being, stop projecting your sad nihilist attitude on other people that did nothing wrong to you. Stop. I mean, sure, there's a lot of accomplishments I'm jealous of. I sure get jealous of people that tend to get FCs on Guitar Hero and Rock Band that I don't have, but does that mean I wish them nothing but pain, suffering, and sadness? No, not at all. That's absurd. I'm actually trying not to yell in this video because I really don't think this video is worth hurting my voice or the fact that I was recently in Canada and I probably undoubtedly breathed in some of the toxic fumes in the sky, the dusty clouds from the forest fires in Canada that happened to drift its way all over to Pennsylvania and New York City. But yeah, to bring this back over to my gripes with these absolutely obstinate nihilists, if the USA, or whatever country that you're living in, I say USA because, well, I'm American and the vast majority of incels and nihilists who were once my friends happen to be American, and if nature is so fucked up, and if the world is so fucked up, and if humanity is so fucked up, then show that you can be an exceptional part of those things. Don't make it worse. Don't solidify why people can't stand any of those things. Try to be an exceptional vessel to those things. I mean, we all have had problems with various groups of people. That doesn't mean I want all of them dead or that I want all of them to suffer. I mean, for those of you that don't know some of my personal stories, I had one very enraging incident where two women basically framed me and sold me out and tried to ruin my academics, and I was proven guilty. I then went on with my education at Mass Bay Community College, and I ended up graduating in 2022. And a long-ass time ago, I moved on from that incident, and it doesn't really affect me because I think of it so very little, and so do my parents. They literally never think about it, and neither does anyone I've alluded this situation to. So, if I don't throw all women under one blanket because of that incident, you shouldn't throw men, Americans, or fucking mankind under one blanket because of a few bad, terrible outliers.
Look, we summoned you to help us. We have to save the world.
Why? The world is so screwed up. What's the point? Save some people so some other people can be lame, and then those lamos can be lamer to some other posers?
Will you stop being such a downer? The world is not that screwed up, okay? There's lots of stuff cool about it.
Like what? Dying alone in a soiled bed so the rats can eat your face?
Oh, God.
No, like friends and music. You know, stuff worth living for. Like dogs, I don't know, fuck.
Your job is to present yourself as a humble human being. Show that you are of accepting moral standards, not enabling what is a detriment to us. Now, yes, I am indeed single at 26, and, well, I'm a virgin But I did come close 2 years ago, and I've had some kind of touchy connections here and there, but I never got into like a super serious relationship. So if I were to get into one, I would think about how to reciprocate our passions and come to a cohesive settlement and compromise and discuss how we are gonna live with each other for the rest of our lives and how not to get tangled up in Christmas tree lights, and which would result in a dysfunction. And that's the key word here, reciprocate. And in other words, just, well, don't be a Becky from The Simpsons.
You got poison to play at our wedding?
Cyanide, a loving tribute to poison. We need a ride home!
You expect me to walk down the aisle to a monster ballad?
Let me talk to Otto.
Oh, that's okay. I guess this is sort of our song.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Otto's just going to have to decide what's more important, his heavy metal or you.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have had waning confidence that I would ever find a significant other in the future, but to keep the optimism up, what do? Instead of projecting bitterness on the rest of the world? Instead of berating people who are actually happy with their lives? You seek out advice from your female friends, most specifically born from the 1980s, that are already married, because perhaps they could offer some wholesome advice that you could cling very tightly to and keep on holding on to the light of hope at all costs, because that's what serves as a feasible approach to your odds of getting into a relationship. That is a lot more practical than the downfall of Elliot Rodger, that's for sure. I mean, Shades and I were watching Atticus the Death Miller's video on said incel right after the Creator concert, and we just couldn't believe some of the egregious stuff that he would say in some of his videos, that being Elliot Rodger, that Atticus sampled in his video about him. And honestly, I couldn't say I'm any more proud of Atticus for turning himself around by touching up and reading up upon the story, because if there's any silver linings to these scumbag incels committing these sorts of atrocities, it serves as a message to people that are suffering inner turmoils up in their mental state of mind on how not to approach women ever. Or approach any individual, for that matter, if you're also a gay guy that's happening to creep up on other guys. Or, no, this by the way, is not a homophobic comment. I've actually been creeped up on by someone very mentally disturbed before. And there's a lot to say, but it was kind of peculiar. But that really says more about that dude's mental health, not about his sexual orientation. He literally could be sexually attracted towards aliens, and he would still act the same way. So yeah, sexual orientation had nothing to do with it. I find it funny how a lot of my friends who I happen to consider my sisters, they happen to do a better job at alleviating my PTSD after reading about 44 Days of Hell than the person crushing on me did. Oh, look, oh, what's that? My crush is having terrible PTSD on some heinous crime that happened in the 1980s? Aw, I better go alleviate his dreaded PTSD. But now you decide to project your bitter nihilism on the rest of the world and completely diminish my value of the heroes that save the world from certain nuclear devastation about why I would rather not have the world end. in such a devastating manner. For those that you don't know, the reason I got Chernobyl tattoos is to honor the heroes that saved Europe from absolute devastation amongst said continent. And I will continue to do so. If it's the last thing I would ever do on social media. I am not going to spit on their deeds, and neither should anyone else. And if anyone is going to say fuck that into making a world a better place, you need psychiatric help. You need to seriously consider getting some help. Because you're just not going anywhere. Derogating anyone that wants to make an effort in having a better life, having a better perspective of life, perspective of the world, of wanting to have fun traveling the world, or just overall just wanting to make the world a better place. Don't debilitate their optimism. They're trying to make an effort to complete their endeavors, and you're just being an asshole towards them. I also find it really peculiar how most nihilists or incels seem to broadcast how much of a nice guy they are, or that they're the alpha male or the supreme gentleman, but they don't really seem to say anything that would encapsulate why they're such a nice person. Like, what is it about you that would make you so worth spending the rest of any individual's life on, whether they be a girl or a boy, or man or a woman, sorry. Like, if you think so highly of yourself because of how much of an absolute narcissist you are, then actually show it instead of just projecting what a complete bitter clown you are amongst people that are actually happy that they found their milestone, their goal, and their love life. Besides, there's like billions of people in the world. Are you really just gonna let a few links to this planet ruin your life? Are you really gonna be this much of a disgruntled ass clown? Give me a fucking break. To say that you want the whole world to end because they don't capitulate or pander to your nihilist bullshit is such a myopic take on the whole universe. Seriously, if you're having troubles with your life, don't take it on people that always sided with you. They've been on your side. Don't push them away. You're only making situations worse for yourself. I get it. Not everything in life has to be straight. Not everything in life has to be positive. But don't make things worse for yourself. You should actually do something about it. Salvage what may have been destroyed. Just do something. Try to make whatever you can out of a very piss-poor situation. Because projecting yourself onto innocent people is such a very cavalier way of showing mutual respect for your friends that actually deeply respected you and valued you. Because all you're doing is just acting as such a repulsion force. And nobody, I speak for anybody that values sanity and morals the way I do, nobody likes that kind of attitude. So, you really want to value what a wretched douchebag you are? Or do you want to present yourself in such a humble human being? What's it gonna be? Are you gonna continue to enable the world to be worsened? Do you really want your life to worsen? Do you really want things for you to deteriorate? You either can salvage what you can out of it, or you could just throw yourself away into the dark abyss of lost causes. Because either way, I am so not sympathizing with incels or nihilists, because that's not my style. And if anybody is gonna pretend that they're a realist and completely ignore the many valid points I had to offer in this video, all I gotta say to wrap this up is go fuck yourself.